Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
It's really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Guys, everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 32 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 32 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now, I'm a smartass. And yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. Guys, I'm a nutritional health coach. I'm a recovery coach. All my services to you are free. If there's anyone out there struggling or a family member, please reach out to me, okay? I want everyone out there to know someone is listening. If you think my book can help someone, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, go to Archway Publishing, BAM, Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, it's everywhere. And guys, if you truly cannot afford my book, please reach out to me about that as well. So I want to mention a couple sponsors before I introduce my really cool guest. My first sponsor is Michael D'Amore, the new lead singer of the Capris. Guys, if you go to www.michaeldamore.com, you can download his songs for $1.99. Okay? Michael is really ridiculously cool, okay? And he's going to be coming to New Jersey soon, guys. That's right. So my next sponsor is Gene DiNapoli. So I want to tell you about a show that he's promoting. Gene DiNapoli presents Peter Lemongello Jr., American Idol and Doo-Wop Generations PBS, and comedian Mike Marino at Sellersville Theater, August 1st, 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets, guys. You can call 215-257-5808. That's right, Gene DiNapoli presents, guys. So, you know, I always bring it, right? Well, this guy's no stranger to the Geri Petito Show or Hamilton Radio. I am bringing it again. So without further ado, everyone, let me introduce Terry King of Terry King's Drifters. Hey, baby, how are you?
Fine yourself, Jerry. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm in my backyard enjoying the half sunlight and clouds.
Now, that's funny, right? Our
Yeah,
summer.
right?
This is our summer, okay? So, a lot has been going on with you.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
start talking. Tell us a little bit about what's happening now, and then we'll go back in time.
Well, my management team and the club where I was supposed to be performing this weekend, due to the forecast, we are going to cancel.
Oh, okay.
And my granddaughter was supposed to be on the show. I wish she would have been. And Susie.
Oh, right.
And where she just had a record drop on June 9th. If you go to the YouTube, you'll see her new song that just dropped. Right now, we're pushing that. I also have which I just found out the other day. I was asked about doing Beautiful, Carole King. They were going to do the Shirelles. So this is in talks right now. So, and my granddaughter is supposed to play opposite me.
Okay.
I'm supposed to do a little bio of myself. So it's going in reverse. Instead of doing the book first, they're doing the play, and the play is going to talk about the Drifters from 1978 on.
So, okay, we're going to get into all that as well. Now, tell us about your merger with Memories Music, Jim Durkin.
Okay, well, we were doing something, and I mean, now if he does, I have a couple more mergers that I'm just dealing with right now. My Cranes and Games, they do all of the games and different arcades and things of that nature, uh, and nightclubs that allow to have these machines uh, in their club or who want them. And I'm right now. I have new management that I'm working with. Uh, so right now, I'm in the midst of getting other things. I just got nominated to the Brooklyn Museum,
Oh, cool.
which is in late November, December. So, and I'll be doing the Brooklyn Academy of Music for the nomination.
That's very cool.
Also, Neil Diamond, so I'm in good company. And so, yeah, and there's quite a few other acts. There was, I can't think of his name right now, but he had on a television show. Oh, Welcome Back, Kotter.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. He's going to be one of the hosts, I believe. And so, like, yeah, there's a lot of good things happening, but
Wait, was his name, was his name Gabe Kaplan? Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Yes.
Kaplan, correct.
So I remembered that. Wow. Welcome back, Cotter. All right, go ahead.
You're a 70s girl. There you go.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Yeah. So, he's going to be one of the hosts. And so, like I said, there's a lot of good things happening, a lot of good things that I'm venturing into. Hopefully by 2024, my calendar will be full. And that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm also getting ready to do an album with my granddaughter.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, that's in the works. And also a Christmas album is in the works. So I'm going to do a lot of cover a lot of the songs, Days of Old, Chestnuts Roasting, Nat King Cole stuff, So, yeah, I'm doing a lot of different things, and I'm being blessed by God, things are just coming. Unfortunately, one of my managers is now in the hospital.
Oh.
Phil Escrow.
He's still in the hospital?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Sorry to hear that.
But he's getting out next week, and I'm supposed to go and see him, and we got to figure out what we're going to do.
Okay.
And but right now he's in physical therapy, but he's doing okay. I spoke with him this morning,
Okay.
and he's a trooper. He's fighting, So, pardon if you see the shaking. I got a makeshift
That's okay.
tripod, so to speak.
It's okay. And I'm dealing with some throat issues from this weather. It's killing me. But so I want you to tell everyone about your journey with the Drifters. Let's talk about that. Go ahead.
Okay, well, as you know, it officially began in 1978. But prior to that, I had done a lot of work with different people. I was in Chicago, back and forth between New York and Chicago in the 60s. And I started working with the Temptations. Well, one is a Rotary, and then I was one of the opening acts for the Temptations back in 1970, 71. And I was with another group that we used to open up for. And Yvonne Fair was one of the opening acts. She was one of the background singers for James Brown at the time. So through the 70s, I was doing a lot of different things, working with different artists, and then being in Chicago as a young staff writer, along with Sidney Barnes, who was one of Rotary Connection. And he was like one of my mentors. And during that time, Chuck Jackson was also one of my mentors, whom passed away earlier this year, along, as you know, with Charlie Thomas during the same period. He passed away after that. So I was going through a lot of strenuous things at the time. And with the passing of Charlie, and then I did the memorial. In fact, I signed myself out the hospital to do the memorial for Chuck Jackson. And Melba Moore was there. Dionne Warwick was by Zoom or whatever. And Vi Higginson was there. And I think she's looking at my granddaughter being in, I think, a play that she's involved with, West Side Story. So, anyway, back to my early years, actually started in 1961, but
I was born that year. Continue.
Yeah, I remember you saying that one time. But I was 13, and I looked like I guess a little short young man, but I mean, I wasn't short. I was like 5'10" for my height. I was, 5'11". But then I sprouted out. By the time I was 19, I was 6'1" already. So, and writing and being in Chicago again, Sidney Barnes. And at that time, I was also like around 1972. I was road manager for Black Ivory, who had a song out called "Don't Turn Around" on Perception Records. And Patrick Adams was their writer, producer, manager, and then a gentleman by the name of Lenny Adams. During that time, Ralphie Mercado, who's long passed away, he did the Latin. He was into the Latin thing. And but he was doing production on R&B and stuff like that. And I think he had a company called BMG. And during that time, again, I was touring with different acts, Shy Lights. Oh God, the list was so long. Stylistics back then when they first started blowing up, and then most of the shows I was an MC. And then as it went along, like I said, thanks to Sidney Barnes, again, one of my mentors, it just made me who I am in today and sculpt me in today. My dad, gospel singer, and then Reverend T.T. King Sr. And then I, went on and kept, traveled. And all of a sudden one day, and then I knew Charlie back in 1966. And he always used to tell me, he said, one day you're going to be one of the drippers. Well, back then we were all kind of like family anyway, cousins, uncles, or we'd call Uncle Charlie, or we had different nicknames for everybody. And by growing up on Broadway and being around other writers that were well known and singers, Lloyd Price, Screaming Jay Hawkins, I was around that crowd. And even when I was younger, Madison Square Garden used to be right down the street on 50th Street. Actually, between 49th and 50th, between 8th and 9th Avenue.
Okay.
That was the first Madison Square Garden.
Oh.
And yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Wait a minute.
But,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't know that. I'm a New Yorker. My
Yeah.
daughter's sister is a Rockette.
Okay. Well,
So, tell me.
back in the early days, even before I was born, Madison Square Garden sat between. They used to have a big arcade right on 8th Avenue as you went in. In fact, they used to march the Barnum and Bailey, the
Circus.
animals. They would take them across from the boat from the Jersey side to the New York side, and they would march up 9th Avenue or 10th Avenue to bring the animals, the elephants, the giraffes, and all of that stuff into the back of Madison Square Garden, which was on 9th Avenue between 49th and 50th Street. And so as like how like back, if you go like down south and you would have the bus terminal or the buses would pull either in front of a restaurant or to load up the bus. Well, actually the first terminal, it was like a little, White Tower. It was a hamburger called White Tower. Now, White Castle, White Tower. They had great hamburgers. And they sat right on the corner, and the buses used to pull, the Greyhound buses used to pull back behind the White Castle, and that's where the bus station was before it was down
I
on
didn't know
42nd
any of
Street.
that. Wow. Amazing.
And Madison Square Garden, again, the front was between, because as you go in fact, if you ever went to Coney Island,
Yep.
you know how when you get off the train, you see all of the arcades with all the machines and what they call that ball thing that you roll up the thing and it go into the little holes and stuff like that, and you win tickets. Well, they had that same little type. They had it on 125th Street. I don't know who developed them at the time, but they had all these little arcades you would get the little BB guns, and they give you or the 22s, and they would give you 50 shots for $1 or something like that. And they had that there. They had the ball that you threw and knocked cans down and all of that stuff. And the same thing they had at Madison Square Garden.
Amazing. Why don't wait, before you continue, why don't we play one of your songs? Let's give everybody a little treat, and then we'll continue.
Sure.
Okay? Okay, producer, hit us with one.
I'm not sure if that was an ambulance or...
I think it was a fire truck.
Yeah, it would have sounded harder than that. These fire trucks around here, I'm in Queens Village, so...
another chance. We had to find ourselves. another love. Girl, we had to free ourselves again. We had to share the dream. You can believe in what you find at the other end, and take a chance to share the joy once again. But I want you back. I need your love again. But I want you back. Don't go away. But I want you back. Oh love, oh love. Oh yes, I want you back. Oh girl, I want you back. I want you. I can remember the time we spent together. I remember the love we once shared. Won't you bring your love home again? Oh, won't you please come back again? Won't you please come home again? Won't you come on back? Won't you come on back? Won't you come on back, girl? Won't you please come back? Right here by my side. You know I need your love once again. Won't you stay by my side? I want you back. 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 I want you. I want you back. 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 I want you back.
So cool. Tell us about that song. Tara, we can't hear you. Hold on.
Hey, you can't hear me?
There we go. Okay.
Okay, so that song I wrote some time ago, and now it's re-released, and I got my guys on it. Now I'm doing another version of it, to a remix. It's out now. Right now, it's out. Uh, And so the live performance would have been fantastic with it because I was in rehearsals with it. And the song, again, is one of those songs that I wrote, and I stuck away, and then I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to bring it back out. And I went in the studio again and kind of like sort of tried to update it, but I got to do it again. And but I think it's going to fly. I think it's going to be great, and uh, and then I'm going to add it to my album once I decide which other songs I'm going to do. And I don't know if I'm going to stick a couple of cover songs in. I haven't decided which ones yet. Uh, but mostly I'm going to do a remake of a lot of Drifter stuff that was out. That were recorded back in the 60s, and or rather to say when Charlie Thomas and Ellsbury Hobbs, Benny King, Doc Green, Johnny Moore, before they started performing, all of the great and wonderful hits that the Drifters had. And so Charlie and that crew, that was the Five Crowns, that actually happened in 1958, 59. So, and as we just lost Cynthia Ware, who I don't think I'm saying her last name right, but anyway, she would actually pave the way for the Drifters. She just passed away. I think she was 80, 81, something like that. She wrote on Broadway.
Oh,
And
cool.
that's one of the songs that paved the way for the Drifters. So I'm quite familiar with the entire history of the Drifters. And even though I would actually be the youngest, considered one of the youngest members around today, and there's other members that have been 40 plus over the years
Wow.
of Drifters during my tenure. So prior to that, I mean, you had Bill Pinkney, but Bill Pinkney didn't do Up on the Roof and There Goes My Baby and This Magic Moment to Save the Last Dance for me. So that was Clyde McFadden. And I think they only had like a couple of hits. I can't remember. I know one of them was White Christmas, but who wasn't originally written for them. But anyhow, it made them famous from 1953. So, and then again, later on, the other set of Drifters that were the Five Crowns then became the Drifters. Charlie, who I miss immensely. I had the unfortunate task of, it was good and it was bad. There was an upside and a downside of it. But his son and I were together when he passed away.
Yep.
And again, like I said, I got the proof of it. And I have video of it. I have a lot of things. And there was things mentioned that shouldn't have been mentioned, and that were told by someone that shouldn't have been telling them. And they say the 31st he died, but that can be contradicted by me. I was there. So, and that's something that they didn't state in any news media, nowhere. It was someone that was told to I don't want to mention his name because I don't know if I'm at liberty to do that right now, which I would have to go through my attorneys to talk about it. But I know the truth and I know the facts, you know. So I was there, Corey and myself.
I remember I called you, or you called me from the hospital, and I said hello to both of you, so I know you were there.
Yeah, actually, we were at his home.
Yeah.
So, and
yeah.
that was January 30th.
Right,
So
at his home, right.
there's a contradictory when they got the 31st, and no way possible,
Yeah.
you know, that happened because on my phone and on my video, it says 8:48 p.m., January 30th. Now, I don't know what to say, but I know this much. The man closed his eyes.
Yeah.
His eyes were already closed when I called his name and I said Charlie, and you know his nickname back years ago was Charlie Boy, and I said Charlie Boy is Terry, and you could see the tear come out his eyes, and then I said it again, and then I saw the death rattle, and he was gone.
Yeah.
My fingers went across his forehead because I even said it. You could even hear it in the video that I have. You know, so I don't know all this stuff that people are going around saying that he was his best friend and all of that stuff. I don't know where that came from, but there's a lot of issues right there, and I'm still going to get to the bottom of it because Charlie was not only one of my mentors, but he was a good friend and he was family.
Yeah.
And when you think about Corey, his mother was my sister. So that's why I say a lot of people, they'll say a lot of things, but they don't know the truth, you know? And you would, like people will say that, oh, well, you weren't there during this time or you weren't there that time. I was there for years. And I was there undercover when nobody knew I was there. You know, I was that fly on the wall, you know? So I've seen a lot of things come, you know, through the drifters. Even I was here, but I was too young. But then when I got old enough to learn or talk to people, you know, I heard all the truths. I heard all the bad things. I heard all the good things, you know, and the differences that happened through the years with the groups, you know, particularly the drifters. But again, like I said, you know, and then Jay Warner, they all know that I was with the Temptations, you know, or one of the many guys who were in line as a backup. And that only came through, for me, it came through Eddie Kendricks and Dennis Edwards. And so there's a lot of things I know that people don't know about, you know. They wish they knew, but I know.
Well,
and then some people will make statements that's totally wrong. And I know they're wrong, you know, but what people don't realize is the drifters became really hot. And this is, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I mean, yeah, I can, you know, but from 1978 to 1992, this was the best drifters that was ever, that performed live and recorded 4 albums. You know, we did a commercial. They took an old act and a new act. So it would have been Kool and the Gang, but it ended up turning out that we were opposite the group Sky, called Call Me. That commercial, if you listen very closely, you actually don't have to listen that close. But most of all of the voiceovers was me, even right with Charlie. So I mean, you know, and the bull was in California, and we was in Seaside Heights, New Jersey, doing that commercial, Slit Small Liquor Bull. So, uh, uh, and it's TV magic. You know what I'm saying? So again, TV magic. We did Dick Clark's Rock Rolls On. Uh, Chuck Berry introduced us with she passed away. I can't think of her name right now. But they announced us, and here are the Drifters, and it's on there. Same with the Slits commercial. It says the Drifters. It's not a fake group. It's the real deal. You know. But again, like I said, there were members that were with the group and that were with them a very, very short time. I think I'm the longest running member of the Drifters. Uh, 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 with the Five Crowns from that set, uh, uh, I have been the longest running member, and I'm still a part of that. Even if they won't announce it, but if facts are facts, truth is truth. Uh, People lay claim to things, that's fine, but tell the truth while you're doing it. Don't make up stuff. And I'm not here to make up anything. I know what I've done. I know where I've been. I know where I'm going. And in fact. And I believe too, and you can even look up the records right now. I mean, Benny King and myself were the only two that were member of the Drifters that came out with new recordings like I'm still doing now. Drifters that are out now are still living off of old memories that they were not even a part of. There were a lot of records that they weren't on, but Benny King and Terry King have been, and as of today, I'm right now, got a record out. Terry King, I Want You Back that you just heard, that you just played. You have that record.
That's right.
And there's more to come.
So stop right there. There is more to come. Let's play another one of your tracks.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, there is more to come.
Hey, baby, how you doing? Come on in, the water's fine. I've been looking at you like you've been looking at me. It's not complicated to get to know each other. I was a don. If you ever saw me, I'm a poet to the heart. Like Nicky and Poe, I can flip it for the cash when it's time to flow. I'm dangerous. When my hand touch a pen, I cause an orgy. Then do you and your friend, it's my choice. When it comes to safe sex, if you see me getting freaky, stand in line, you're next. I'm smooth on the 69. If you wanna swing low, it's all the way live. But I'm smooth when I walk in the place. Ladies fall to their knees and do my face. I'm smooth.
That was awesome, Tara. Tell us about that song.
In fact, that was Charlie Thomas Jr., which is rap name, if you will, or MC name is Happy, Pioneer. And we were, and this is before his dad passed away. And actually, I wanted to dedicate this to his dad. That's why I put Hap on this track to say his legacy is still going on. And through myself and through his son, that's what I plan. That's what I see for the future. There will be points where I will feature Hap to come in. I haven't dropped that one yet, that particular song, Jacuzzi Lover, because I don't know if I'm going to put it on the first album or the second one and introduce Charlie Thomas Jr. And so, that being said, I'm looking forward to doing some more. In fact, we plan on doing a couple more things that we started working on that he's going to add rap that I'm going to sing to. And they are Drifters and Benny King songs and Benedito King. This is all family, you know what I mean? And there's other things that I venture to do with him as well.
You brought them all to my studio. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And because people need to know, that the truths, and the half truths, and what happened or what really happened. People, they put the label out there, but not the rest of the true facts. In fact, there is another drifter, Rick Shepard.
Oh yeah, I interviewed Rick. I love Rick too. Yeah.
Yeah, Rick is a great guy. And he sends me messages all the time to my chats and to my Facebook and to me personally. Which chats is private.
Yes.
And,
He sends me a good morning and all this stuff every day too. Yeah.
And and from time to time he'll send me things, things that have to do with American culture and the Native American and the Egyptian.
Oh yeah, he sent me a few of those this week as well. Pretty cool stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, a lot of it is history, because I know in my family, I can trace back my family to the Ethiopian and to the Egyptian and to even the Italians,
crazy.
and into the boot, in Sicily, Palermo. And
I got to share something with you real quick about that. So I did the the DNA thing. Everybody was, those tests. So my
Yeah.
cousins gave it to me. So I did it a few years ago. I would have said 100% I had African American in me and
Okay.
Native American. Without a doubt, there's no way I didn't think I had both of those. When my mother would get tan in the summer, she was darker than you,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Neither one of those. Neither one of those. I was so upset. I was so upset.
Really? Well, again, sometimes, you know, these little tests that people do and stuff. Sometimes you got to dig deeper, and you have to go into other areas to find out other truths. I mean, I got maybe a 2% Irish in me. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah.
So it's like I know. In fact, my youngest daughter, Natima, she does a lot of that trade stuff. So we know we had Native American, and then my aunt Bessie, who is in North Carolina. In fact, we have a lot of our family that are in North Carolina. Like my dad, now that's Brazilian and Panamanian,
Okay.
and Dominican, and Saint Lucia, and so I got my roots are so widespread. You know what I mean? I just recently found out I got family in Chicago that I didn't know I
Oh,
had.
wow, okay.
That I'm related to, and I'm like, what? In fact, Earl Gardner,
Oh,
jazz musician, is a cousin
yes.
of mine. We were just talking
Really?
about that. Yeah, we were just talking, because he looks just like my Uncle June. And he had pictures of them together, and I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me he's related to Yeah.
Well, Tara, wait,
yeah.
Tara, before I forget, this is cool. You're talking about this because AGT, I think it was AGT or The Voice. I don't remember which one. It might have been The Voice, whichever. But a young man came out and sang, and he believes he is Elvis's grandson. He believes
Really?
because his mother was very close to Elvis.
Okay.
Or his grandmother, I should say. His grandmother was very, very, very close to Elvis. And when Elvis passed away, she became a raging alcoholic. And long story short, they believe that, and he can resemble Elvis, and he can sound like him. So I think he could be. It's really, listen, it's Elvis, right? He's probably got a ton.
Right.
So, but it's cool what you're saying because, even me, like I'm intrigued with all that, with what you're talking about. Now you found out you have family there, and it's pretty cool.
Well, like, two of my daughters were born, in Dominica, and then I had family that were born in Puerto Rico in Santurce, and so I have a mixture. I'm even learning. Well, Celia Cruz, we were very, very good friends. And every time we had a studio on 38th Street that she used to rehearse in. And Kevin Zambrana, who was a sound man, and also in fact, on Jacuzzi, you hear the timbales and all the percussion. That's Kevin Zambrana, Kevin
That's
Z.
cool.
And
Well, that's just so ridiculous.
He occasionally does my sound.
That's so cool. Well, I can honestly say that the Geri Petito show not only got to interview this guy right here many times. He's been live in my studio. I got to hug him, right, Terry? And I got to finally meet Rick Shepard, and he brought me up on stage. It was really cool, and I got to meet Donnie Most. He was doing the concert with him. So I could die smiling, right?
Look, I'm going to be 75 in September.
Yeah, that's crazy, okay? Yeah, right. You're a liar. Go ahead.
I can't help it. It is what it is.
Oh my God.
And music since, I don't know, 5, 6. In fact, my grandmother sent me to dance classes in the Bronx. And then I went in Brooklyn, because I was raised a lot in Brooklyn too. In fact, that's my high school years, junior high,
Oh, wow.
and one time elementary school in Brooklyn. Uh, so I bounced back and forth, and then I was on the Lower East Side for a little while. So I pretty much like Leslie Gore. She went to Seward Park High School. I almost went to Seward Park.
Oh my gosh.
So you tend to find out little things of, like me and Lou Christie, we're real good friends. And him and Leslie were very good friends. And so I went through this whole thing, even with Chuck and Chuck Jackson, and God rest his soul, and I had the honor and the privilege. In fact, my cousin, A.T.N. Lytle, who is also my musical director today, uh, and this is like one of the many times that he and I are now just focusing on like family music and stuff like that. He's a great, great musician. And he does all of my charts and stuff like that, which is a very big help to me. And but anytime we go out to do shows, he's right there with me. And like I said, I don't know, there are things in talks right now about the Carole King played Beautiful, and
Okay.
which I think they're looking at me to do Connecticut, up
Okay.
in Stamford, Connecticut.
Okay.
So, and that's late in the year, but there are things, again, I'm still,
Okay.
I've had a few problems, medical problems, um, but I'm getting through it.
Good.
I'm fine, I'm looking forward to doing, many other things, but, again, like, with my granddaughter, and they're still producing and still thinking, in terms of writing new but old music. And so, like, a lot of people will say, oh, that sounds dated. But then when you listen to even some of the new artists, like with my granddaughter, the new song she's got out, it's like a jazz feel,
Yep.
but it's old school, but yet the kids think it's new. You know what I'm saying?
beautiful.
And her following, the 20s and the 30s and stuff like that, they love that sound, but they also love my sound.
You're right. You're right,
Because
Jerry.
they heard, she went to this thing that they redid a song. Oh, it was Sweets for My Sweets. And she told the friends that, and when she played it, they played it, and she turned around and she said, wait a minute. That's my grandfather from the Drifters.
That is so cool. Come on.
Yeah.
Come
So they were
on.
doing a video on this. I said, I can't wait to see the finished product.
Let me know
You know?
when, because I'd like to see it.
You know what I mean? So
Amazing.
I'm like, so she told me, she said, yeah, well, my grandfather and I are doing something together.
That's cool.
And so, I mean, and I'm enjoying this with her because, for a little more than, well, she actually started by the time she was 17, she was ready to gear up, and her voice is fantastic.
Yep, I heard
She
her
just
voice.
did, I don't know if I sent you, well, it's on YouTube, but right now I don't have the licensing to promote it the way I'd like to, but they do have it on YouTube, and it's called Flowers, by my granddaughter Susie with a Z, Suzi.
Okay.
And every time I hear that song, I cannot take it off. But she does it in bachata, our roots of the Dominican, so.
Beautiful.
And
So,
but it's a beautiful song, and if you ever get a chance to listen to it, pull it up.
Beautiful.
And now she's got this new one, but she's got quite a few things that she's doing.
so why don't we play your final song?
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay, let's do it. too.
Yes. Oh, when we met, we had no idea that this love of ours would be for an eternity. Well, I guess it was just meant to be. That quick glance and that sweet smile bought me a lady who would be mine all night. Well, you changed my life, you changed my life so completely. And girl, don't you remember? Don't you remember our first love affair? Oh, girl. Just remember. I will always remember you and me, our first love affair. Just remember. Well, I can still remember way back in time, strolling down some lonely street. We were just talking and laughing about the fun we had. Girl, we can never separate what we share. We will always have a special place for you and me. Our first love affair. Oh, yeah. Just remember. Oh, how well I remember our first love affair. Oh, girl. Just remember. Oh, it sure is an eternity. Our first love affair. Just remember. Our first love affair. Just you and me. Just remember. Oh, you're my queen. You're my queen on the throne. With your head held high to the sky. I just want you to remember what you showed me. Our love will never die. Just remember, girl. Our love affair. Our first love affair. Just remember. It's you and me, baby. Our first love affair. Don't you remember? Just remember. Strolling through the park. Our first love affair. Going to see a late movie. Just remember. Giggling and our first love affair. Talking. Eating each other's popcorn. Oh, how well I remember our first love affair.
That was awesome, Tara. Tell us about that song, baby.
Well, first love affair. That was one of those songs that I wrote, kind of, I think it was pretty fast because it only took me one night to write it, not even a whole night. And so I called up one of my partners, and actually Herb Lane from GQ.
Okay.
That's like another one of my brothers, It's, and I know you heard GQ. They did Sitting in the Park and Disco Nights, But anyway, um, went in, recorded it, finished it, and I think that was based basically on all the loves of my life, or rather to say maybe one in particular that goes back to 40 some odd years, and so I decided I was going to go in and add this, but I want you back and redo them. In fact, I plan on going back and redo them again.
Okay.
Because I heard something. See, I get crazy. I start rehearsing something, so I have my whole band in rehearsal on Tuesday. And so we started playing this one. And when it's live, it brings out a whole different thing. And now I want to go back in the studio and redo it and remix it, but I want to do it the way I did it on Tuesday and not the way
All
that
right.
you hear it now, even though it's fine.
Okay.
But I think to me it would sound, my A-team, my cousin was saying, he said, well, it still won't make, it'll make a difference, but it'll sound even warmer. And I said, okay, well, I think this is something we're going to eventually end up doing.
Beautiful.
But in the meantime, it's doing okay. I've been looking at some of the charts and stuff and where it sits, and it's doing fine. It's on Spotify, It's on YouTube, as well as I Want You Back. So I'm really happy with what that I've accomplished with that, and in so many years. And because sometimes you can write something and it'll sit around for years, and then you'll think, oh well, let me redo it, put it out, and see what happens.
Well,
Again, that's one of those that I did, and like I said before, it's like with Benny King. So if you go through history between Benny in the 60s and myself now, recreating and writing new stuff, we are pretty much the only true drifters that have contributed musically, as writers and producers. And then sometimes people don't want to give you the credit that you're supposed to have, in doing so. In fact, I'm hoping that Rick Shepard would call me up one day and say, listen, man, why don't we get together and do a song together?
come on, Rick. Come on, Rick. Call this guy, man. Let's do this. I'll be the first one promoting it, okay, guys?
For Rick and I to sit down knowing that, he and I got history.
Yep.
And knowing that, I don't know if Rick still remembers, but, I was that guy that used to hang around Chuck full of nuts back in 1966, 67.
Rick Shepard, do you hear him? Let's do it.
We need to sit down and put our heads together and come up with something phenomenal that has never been done.
I know what you can do. Both of you can rewrite that Sherry Baby song. I mean, who's that Sherry girl anyway? Jerry Baby, let's do it.
Hey, listen, I'm game for anything. You know what I'm saying? And that right now, I know Rick is a little bit older than I, but we share the same love.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so that makes us on an equal platform.
Well,
if you will. And so again, I
yeah.
I'm reaching out and saying, hey,
Let's do it.
in fact, we can do that song by the Four Tops. Reach out.
There you go. So, Terry, we have a couple minutes left.
Okay.
I want you to tell everyone how they can reach out to you, your website again, everything and anything, and your final words to everyone listening.
Well, okay, so I can, my email is Terry King, SRSOLO at TWC.com. And you could also reach me at Terry King, SRSOLO at gmail.com. You could also reach me at terrykingsdrifters.com. That's my website. You can also call me. I have another line, 347-626-7726. I can be reached on that line. That's my office and studio line. And right now, again, like I said, all the things that I'm doing right now, is I feel that this is my being 3/4 of a century years old, coming up. This is pretty much, I guess I would say, my last hurrah in music, and for whatever years that I'm blessed with, to continue my music. I plan on doing that. And then when I decide to, which I don't think I'm ever really going to retire from music, because retiring sounds old,
Okay.
and I still have a youthful thing about me, as I've been told by people.
Yes.
And that I'm a go-getter.
Yes.
And I'm going to continue to do that. You know what I mean? And to my fans and my friends and my musician partners and to my family, most of all, and my wife, and I just, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have all of that, and so again, and then I'm sharing this with the fact that even, with Charlie Thomas, I want justice for him. I want things to be done right,
Okay.
Because there are so many things that has happened since that time and now. I don't know what they have going on, like with these different drifters and, but none of them. I mean, yeah, it's good entertainment. If you're good, you're good. I mean, share the wealth, baby. You know what I mean? But also be creative. Come up with something new.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I want my legacy to stay on. I want Charlie Thomas's legacy and Rick Shepard and everybody else that, you know what I'm saying? He and I are here today together. You understand? We're not under the same roof together, but we're on the same planet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then he and I should give, to the young people that didn't know us back in the day, or who read about us or heard about us. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, that's why I made that offer.
Right.
We stand out, get together, and I think it's a terrific thing to do.
Me too.
But I just want to make sure that people understand that, I'm still here, and I got shows coming up. So again, you have the information. You can contact me, and everyone can contact me, and and I just want to bring some new life to the drifter's legacy. You
Okay.
know, and like I said, there's things going on with that.
Yeah.
Rightfully, people need to, have what's just due to them, not go around taking stuff that you have no business being involved with. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's nice to want to, but make sure you tell the truth. That's all I'll say. You know what I mean? Don't go around telling something that ain't true. If you were there, you were there, but tell them what you did. You know what I mean? Don't. No.
Well, Tara, I just want to say thank you again for honoring me with another incredible interview.
You're quite welcome.
I'm also going to reach out to Mr. Rick Shepard and say, let's get this done, boys.
Well, if Rick,
I love
if you're
you.
listening, I love you, brother.
There you go. I love you too.
Listen, I have all the heart of being able to say, amen. Listen, it's you and me, man.
That's
It's
it.
you and me. I wish you would think about what I just said.
All right. Me too.
You know,
Me
and
too.
let's get this show on the road.
There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to thank everyone for listening. Rick Shepard, let's get it done. Terry, I love you. I love you, Rick. And guys, please share this show. Okay? Legends here. Let's go, baby.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
It's really true, is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.